What's up, guys? So you're going to be taking down some vocabulary today about rights and amendments and equality and equity and all these kind of things. Things that essentially make up justice. This lady right here, scales of justice, right and wrong. So make sure you watch the video, take down the definitions for each vocabulary word as I talk about them, and then you will end up working with a partner and you will make a video that shows your knowledge, that shows your understanding of each vocabulary word. And then next class you will choose to either make a poster with images and symbols for each vocabulary word, or you will make a review game like Kahoot or Jeopardy or something like that, so the rest of the class can use it to study and review and practice these vocabulary words. Let's get started.
The vocabulary words we're going to look at today are amendments, common good, conflict, equality, equity, and possibly most important, rights. First word is amendments, and these are changes made to the U.S. Constitution, this thing right here. So to make a change, you need to first propose an amendment, and that has to be voted on by 2/3 of the legislative branch to become an actual proposal that's discussed and can possibly become approved. There's another way to actually do it, but that's never been done, so we'll worry about that some other day. Ratification then is the next step. Ratification is a fancy word for voted on, approved it, accepted it as a real amendment now. You need 3/4 vote from the legislative branch in order to get it. We started off with 10 with the Bill of Rights, and then we've added 17 since then, so we have a total of 27 amendments as of 2016 in the U.S. Constitution. A little bit of review here. Common good, just to remind you, is something that benefits or meets the interest of most or all the people, and this is really the government's focus. That's what the government tries to promote and enforce, or they should anyways if they're meeting the needs of all the people. However, when they try to do that, sometimes there's conflict or to disagree or oppose, like this guy right here is doing with this guy. So whenever you think of conflict, just think of this guy right here, or maybe not. Let's not do that actually. Just think about it's to disagree or oppose, to conflict. And this means, what this means is that the rights of people or what the government wants to do sometimes conflicts. The government wants to do something, it might take away somebody's freedom or some of their rights in order to protect other people's rights. So this can be a major problem. Next, we have equality. Equality is to be equal in status, rights, and opportunities. Nice equal sign right here. In the Declaration of Independence, it even states all men are created equal. The problem with that is that meaning of equal and all men has changed over time. Martin Luther King fought for equality for everyone in the 60s, and people still fight today for equality. So it's something that leads to conflict, and it's something that's been changing over time. Next, we have equity. Equity is not the same thing as equal. Equity is to be fair or even. Equal means to just be the same. So equal, you get the same thing. Equity, you get what you need. So if you look over here, when it's equal, this really tall guy, this middle-sized person, and the shorter person, they all get one box to stand on. That's not really helping this little guy here. This taller guy, he has great view. Equity is the idea that this guy doesn't need a box. He can see just fine. This little guy needed 2 boxes, so he needed more. This is not equal, right? This person doesn't have anything. This person has 2. This person only has 1. And that's equity. It is not the same as equal. Finally, we have rights. These are kind of the main idea here. This is what we're really focusing on. What rights do we have? How does the government protect our rights and balance safety and rights and justice and all these things? So a right is a moral or legal guarantee to have or obtain something or act in a certain way. So when I say that I'm going to have or obtain something, that means like I can go to school, K through 12. That's free. We all have that right. We all have the right to that public education. When I say act in a certain way, what that would mean would be something like freedom of speech. You know, we have the right to say what we want to say. That's a right we have, and those are all protected by laws and the Constitution. These, however, sometimes can be in conflict because we talk about gay marriage. Some people say that's a right. Some people say no, it's not. Some people say healthcare is a right. Other people say no, it is not. So these are argued about. These are major conflicts come over this, and the government trying to protect our rights comes into conflict sometimes. So civil rights, like Martin Luther King fought for, Malcolm X fought for, all those people fought for, are basic rights that everybody enjoys, no matter your age, no matter your race, no matter your ethnicity, your gender, rich or poor. Everybody has these rights. And examples would be free speech, we have freedom of religion, privacy, and right to a fair trial, and many other things. If you look at the Bill of Rights, the first 10 amendments of the U.S. Constitution, those are essentially civil rights, basic rights that we all should have as citizens of the United States.